Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weekly Meltdown's coverage of one of the best seasons of all time, Big Brother Canada, Season 9. We are here to talk about all things Victoria going home, Rohan going home in the double eviction, and just a bunch of craziness. And rubbing it in that Allison lost her draft team, and tonight Matt Henning lost his whole draft team. So, you know, maybe you should be more wiser with your picks like me. I don't know, but
well, that's funny considering I pick winners all the time, and I need to be picky with who I pick. Let me tell you something, mister. I'm gonna lay it out for you real quick. I'm not right all the time, and I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with not being right all the time, unlike some people who can't handle that. And I don't know where my feet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I know my Big Brother Canada, okay? Of course, with us is our patron, Rory the Virgo is back. How are you, Rory?
I am doing wonderful. I'm enjoying this amazing season, despite this maybe little bit of a lackluster night for what we could have had. But regardless, still fantastic, still incredible, still wonderful.
I think at this point in the pantheon of like all of Big Brother, I just need to like go into double evictions like expecting the worst case scenario to happen now, so that I'm either like, yeah, of course, or like I'm pleasantly surprised.
Literally, I think we have to have the doomsday prep mentality, because at this point I go in with like, oh my god, the double's gonna be great, and it's been dead.
Yeah,
it's for so many of these past seasons. So yeah, we need to go in of like, it's gonna be boring, it's gonna be predictable, so then when we get the excitement, we're actually happy.
Right. But Rory, so like, how are you feeling about this season overall? This is our first time hearing from you since the draft.
Well, considering both my picks are still in, I am feeling wonderful. No, I was just gonna say, I might be diving a little bit too much into the game. I love the dynamics that we've had in this pre-jury. It's been incredible, especially including going into tonight. My only fear is we might be on a BB20-esque trajectory, because I really do believe that if any of the thruple, the trio, whatever we're calling them, win this next HOH, it's done. It's over. Like, one of them is winning this game. I really think that. So I'm just afraid of it could be a situation where the thruple is just juggling HOHs and vetoes, a la Ramen Noodles, Casey, and Angela.
Yeah, that good old level 6 alliance.
I wanted Vic to stay so bad just because I don't like Beth. There, I said it. I don't care.
she's referring to Beth from Big Brother Canada 9. Just for anybody who's like, Beth is mysteriously not here tonight. No, I hate Beth with everything.
I'm going to go on a tangent, and then I'll just let y'all roll around in what's
Before
left.
you go on your tangent, I want to say hi to the people in the chat. Yes. Thank you, Matt Henning, as always, for modding the chat. We have Sam Higdon, as always, and Yowie. So hello, welcome all to my weekly meltdown. Okay, Allison. Do your my weekly meltdown.
Look, I have a huge.
Oh boy, the fly swatter is coming.
What? Okay. Here's the thing that I have a problem with. I have a problem. Yes, Sam, junior in high school. That's your new name because you're junior in high school. I love it. But here's the thing. I can't stand it when people win HOH and they're making a big move and doing all this stuff, and then they go around and just, I'm making a big move. I'm so badass. I'm this. I hate that. Like, I hate that. Just make the move, be calm, and do what you need to do. I hate that crap. I hate after the power of veto ceremony that she goes in that room and she's like, she's going to want to talk. Oh my God. Don't freaking hide from her. Go talk to her. You made this. You get in it. You made this bet. You get in it. Also, I don't like the fact that during the fight, you want to sit there and console Vic when you're the one who put her on the block, and want to sit there and go, well, you're on the block because of what other people said or whatever. I don't know. I'm a casual viewer. I said it. I don't care. I'm going off what I saw. I can't stand it when people do that. I freaking hate it. I think it's tacky.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if
don't say you're a badass. be the badass.
Yes, and if you're going to make the move, like fucking own it. And that's like one thing I will give Victoria credit for is that she like owns her messy shit.
Owned it.
Yeah, and like even on her way out the door today, she did. But like Beth, like really, she had this like great big like veto replacement nominee speech, and then we see her like walk it back like for the rest of the week in terms of like how like aggressive and like, yeah, this is my move and like this is my game winning move. And I want to like, for the people that don't watch the live feeds, I want to give like some like extra background to like everybody was like telling Beth like this is your game winning move, like especially Tina used a lot of her social capital this week to be like, girl, like this is how you separate yourself from the boys. So it's not like she did this move like without like validation from everybody else, you know what I mean? So for her to kind of have her cake and eat it too in that house meeting was a little frustrating to me.
I get it, wanting to separate yourself and doing your own thing. Completely understand, and I admire her for that. I'm not attacking her move, her power play, or her big move, or anything like that, or thinking for herself. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying, y'all out there before you come at me. I don't like it when people talk about how badass they are.
What about when Dr. Will does it?
He's Dr. Will. Dr. Will can do whatever he wants. He's Dr. Will. And it has nothing to do with she's a woman. If a man were doing it, I'd say the same thing.
Yeah. What do you think, Rory? What did you think about Beth's week overall?
I think it kind of applies to both Victoria and Beth. It's almost like, for me, it's the positive affirmations of it all. Of like, I'm so great. I'm winning this, which it was funny. Like when Victoria did it, it's like, I'm glad you guys are evicting me because it's obvious I would have won this game in the end. But it's almost like Beth was like needed to validate to herself that this is my big move. This is my big, which it is, but it almost is like you're trying to convince yourself of that, which is like, makes me a little sad because like, oh, maybe do you think you have to do something bigger down the line? Maybe we shouldn't put that on pause.
That's like what Matt says. If everyone thinks this is a move, maybe it's not the big move that you think it is. And that's true.
No, I do think that like ultimately this is the right move for Beth in particular. And I'm really glad that she didn't back down from it. Like she worked all week long to convince the boys like, no, like I'm the one in power. It's going to be Vic. If the boys had it their way, Vic would not have been up on the block and not going home because they knew they had her in their back pocket. They knew that Vic was fighting for Beth's spot in that throuple, honestly. And Beth was really smart to identify that and say, nope, this has to go. She is a liability, and Ty's right. Victoria's the one that took the shot at LaToya and like severely hindered the Sunsetters Alliance as a whole. Like that's when that fracture happened, was when LaToya, who I said on this show was the glue of that alliance, and once she left, what happened? Tina and Tara left. Kiefer's kind of in this like weird like middle ground between two alliances type of thing. So I'm glad that Beth is identifying like, I need to separate myself as a player from the boys. I need to get Brayden in my back pocket, which she did very well this week in addition to. So I think overall this week was a huge success for her.
I hate the word throuple. I'm just going to throw it out there.
It's the easiest way to refer to them three.
I don't know why it's a thing, and I want it to go away.
Listen, she's a single gal, and the two guys are okay with it. So, like, everybody's consenting here.
What's four people, a frupple? What's five, a fipple?
That's too many holes at that point.
Well, okay.
Well,
I wasn't going that direction. Right into the gutter.
Oh, jeez.
The gutter, Tyler. Dives in.
Rory, what do you think about Beth's week overall?
Oh, Beth, again, like, I don't know, it was the self-validation of it for me, but it really was. She was the biggest player of pre-jury. So taking her out going into jury, you absolutely have now set yourself up extremely well. And she did for the entire week. She's in a fantastic spot. I think the only way she's in danger, which is what I was saying is I'm afraid is going to happen, is going to be level 6-esque. But like literally the only way she's in danger is if somebody outside of it wins, puts up the boys, one of the boys comes down, she then goes up, but she doesn't go home. So I think she's absolutely good this week, but she's in a situation now where especially with Ro leaving too. Spoiler if I don't know why you're here, but spoiler.
Yeah, why
if
are
you know
you
that.
here?
But but especially with Ro gone, she's safe next week, and it depends on what happens this week. If she's got at least a week guaranteed. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I think no matter how the HOH shapes out, I think that Beth is in a really good spot for this week. So honestly, girl, throw it. You know, you made your move. Now it's time for you to like blend back into the background instead of making a huge target for yourself. Yeah, overall, I think that Victoria's placement in the game, I think, is appropriate for how she played the game. It was very messy. It was very short-sighted. And I feel like she was there the right amount of time for it not to be like the Victoria season. She was a huge character, but I think her journey, her like story in this game was coming to a close. So I think she left at the right time for the season.
Very meta of BB Can 5. Like,
Yeah,
storyline,
yes.
everything. So like, I completely agree. It's perfect.
Yeah, that's a really good comparison. Neta's one of my favorite players of all time.
Were we disappointed tonight that during the fight we did not hear about the big?
Yes. So I sent Allison a link to the whole 40-minute house meeting. Right? Did you see the whole thing, Roy?
No.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm ready.
The first 20 minutes were like just all this hearsay about like somebody throwing a bag over the banister and saying that they're like throwing somebody's like stuff out of their room or whatever.
Whose bag?
But like they had that thick Canadian accent, so it's like, I didn't throw the bag. It sounded like BEG. So
big.
At a certain point, that like Victoria's like, fuck the bag. And I was like, yes, fuck the bag. Let's move on to like gameplay stuff, please.
What is it with the accents the past 24 hours from you two?
I don't know, but it's like, what is this with the Widiet? What is that?
Oh, that's a very like Newfoundland thing.
Is that a Newfoundland?
Yeah,
Newfoundland thing?
Widiet.
But I felt that they did a really good job kind of shrinking down like the important parts of the big house meeting. And I gotta say, there was more drama in that house meeting than there was the entirety of Big Brother 22 All-Stars.
Oh, it's so good because I was listening to it in stereo and you could hear the fight and then you could hear people in the background mumbling like Tina and stuff like, what's this? Can we just drop the bag? Like, why are we talking about the bag? What's going on with the bag?
The bag.
We go with the bag again. Like, it's just so funny because that would have been me because I would have been like, there's this big fight going on, but I'm going to focus my ADD on this bag.
Right. And of course, so we saw Victoria go, and then sadly, Rohan, who's been on borrowed time for a long time at this point in the house, so he won 3 vetoes in a row, which has only been done 8 times across Big Brother US and Canada history.
He couldn't win tonight, though.
I know. I was very bummed. He was like in last place too. So
I was gonna say like they closed up in on him, and he immediately took a wrong turn.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if you guys caught that, but like they zoomed in on his board, and he immediately went into like a whole dead end section. I'm like, oh well, he lost. It's over.
My big question is like, who's gonna win the skip the dishes meal now? Because
that's the real question.
Yeah, because he was winning that like every week. But no, I was very impressed with Ro. Was he the best social player? Like certainly not. But he really played his heart out. He fought in those competitions. He was the underdog, like pretty much the whole time by his own doing. Like I'm not going to give him like too much credit or anything. He was in that position because him and Kyle had that big blow up with Kiefer. And it was only fitting that Kiefer's the one that sent both of them home.
Yep.
I love how we're talking. You're not going to give Ro all the. Do you know what he said to me during the middle of the show? Tyler sends me a text, says, Rohan just looks so hot tonight, or he just looks so good tonight. And I just replied, that still looks like a blackhead on the tip of his nose.
I mean, that's fine
it's
with me.
Mole.
that's still okay for me. But let's see. I'm looking for some questions in the chat. So Sam says if Ro won, who would have he put up? I think he just takes the shot directly at the boys. I don't think he even goes for Kiefer. I mean, even after Kiefer puts him up and he eventually goes, he tells Larissa, Kiefer is playing a great game, and I respect him. And if he's playing like the best game in the end, I'm going to vote for him. So I thought that was very admirable for him to like kind of zoom out and not take like everything so personal. I think Victoria's going to be a very bitter juror, but I don't think Rohan's going to be bitter at all. So,
I mean, do you think that Victoria's going to poison the water of the jury house, though? She's the first juror. By the time all the jury members are in there, weeks and months are going to have passed.
I always think the first juror has a lot of influence in terms of like the culture of the jury house, if that makes sense. What do you think, Roy?
I think not as much the case of, I don't think we have to worry about her poisoning the jury because one, like she was talking about when she went out, she's a super fan. Mm-hmm. And two, like she doesn't have, unlike I guess some seasons where they've had somebody alone in jury for a whole week, she doesn't have time to be alone just with her thoughts. Like Rohan is immediately going in with her. So, and he's not bitter. I doubt that he's going to taint her, or rather she's going to stay bitter, especially because she has an entire month to get over it. I think she respects the game too much.
When Ro left, why was Beth down there going, we did it?
Yeah,
I think that's just like collectively everybody has been trying to get this guy out for like a month now.
What has he done that's so bad?
I think it all comes back to him having that big confrontation with Kiefer in the storage room. I really think like that's he was just on like a downward spiral from there, and he wasn't able to get a grip on like any type of alliance members. And once Kyle was gone, he was even more of a free agent that had a big target on his back. So like where we've seen Brayden kind of like blend into the background successfully, Rohan was never able to do that.
Okay, I got you. And Sam added at the tail end of that, he meant if Rohan had won Veto,
yes,
and took himself down.
Yeah, Adrian also asked this. So I think if Rohan won Veto, that would be so impressive if he did. But let's see. So no, just from like a competitive standpoint.
I know. I would have beat myself. That's
like very like Janelle and Danny type of competition prowess. But I think Tara would have gone up.
I was going to say, I think Tara goes up, Brayden goes home.
I think Tara goes home.
Tara gets on my nerves.
Wait. Let me think, actually. Because Beth would want to keep Brayden. Mm-hmm. Boys probably, Tara goes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Tara
that's
goes.
The problem is that, like, but that's the problem is, like, it's, if the throuple, sorry, Allison, if the throuple is not on the block, they're essentially deciding who goes home now. You know, like the area of opportunity to get them out and break up that power structure, it's gone at this point. You know, I feel like this double eviction was like do or die for that alliance to succeed or fall.
What is this?
It did.
I'm sorry. Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
What is Matt Henning talking about? It doesn't help Kiefer kept being obsessed like Mariah Carey's song level obsession. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I mean,
it's true. I mean, Kiefer, like, it reminded me of like how Becky hated Steve in Big Brother 17 for no reason. And they like were just like insanely like talking shit about each other, and like they would just like walk by each other and then like go to the other and be like, oh my God, I can't believe Steve just did that. He rolled his eyes at me, like just like that level of like so I feel like once you get in your mind like somebody's like a villain to your like heroic story in the Big Brother house, like that's it, you know, perception's reality in these type of things. It's
like Tyler is my villain to my hero, and I'm sure you have convinced yourself that Beth is your villain, and that's okay.
Well, I will say somebody that really thinks they are the hero of the season is Tara.
Oh my God.
This girl is like, she is really losing her shit in the Big Brother house. Roy, I feel like you have a lot to say about this. Is your weekly meltdown.
Yes, go ahead. Thank you. No, like the house meeting and everything. Like I was like, okay, I loved the fucking house meeting. Just backtracking, but then like Tara's vote tonight. Like, yeah, she thinks she's the hero. I'm sorry. that was the level of sincerity for me that Nicole had when she was voting out Ian. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to see a tweet with Ian.
I so sadly vote to evict my good friend and person who I love dearly, even though he will never see this because he's a part of the jury, until after the show, because that clearly means something to me still, because I am a good person and I am the best.
You forgot the fake crocodile tear.
Oh, yeah. One sec. Let me... Yeah, literally.
I hate it when they say, and I go on this tangent every time somebody does it. I sadly vote. No, you don't. You don't sadly anything because you're voting them out.
Chris wants to know if Rory was HOH, who would you nominate?
That would involve me getting cast first, but at this point, like I think I said a little earlier, like it is literally at the point where it is almost too late to not break up the trio. So I think you call me crazy, but considering that Ty hasn't had the best track record with the comps, I would actually do Jed and Beth with the Ty.
I would do Jed and Beth too. Hey, Ty won the veto tonight like it was a big deal.
Yeah, he
like we all thought you were going to use it. Let's have a meeting in here and let's talk about it. Like, what's that going to do? Nothing.
He enjoyed that power like way too much. What it was.
I was like, what is this? I'm just going to sit here with my V.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan when people like gloat, like super, like especially when they're in a power position. Like it would be one thing if Rohan won that veto and had like celebrated huge because this is his like 4th time doing this for himself. And like even like more pressure like doing like during a live double eviction, but like Ty has like the power structure in the house. Like it took you 4 tries to get out this one target. Like congratulations? Question mark.
What has he won besides this veto?
That's it.
Okay, I can understand
and
why
Jed won a veto too.
If this is the first time I ever won anything on this show, I'd probably be doing the same thing. I'd be like the Godfather. Go ahead and play the music.
Oh, literally.
I mean, Kiefer has won more comps than both of those guys combined.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rory. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you
No.
off.
It's all good. I was going to say my 2 favorite parts of the after scene is purely after tonight's scene. I just needed to see if it was just the pure elation of finally winning something because he's like, this is what I'm here for. Or like, if it's not what if it is what I think it is, I need him to win again just for the itis of it all.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm so great. And then my other part was like they showed both of the nominees' pitches to use the veto. I loved in Ro's pitch that Ro's pitch was better than Bray's pitch. I'll just say that.
But Bray knew he wasn't leaving.
Exactly. But I love the fact that Ro never specifically said, I am a shield for you. He never said, I'm not coming after you. I loved that. I was like,
yeah.
Oops, sorry. I thought that those were,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Now you think about that.
So I want to bring up the house guests, just a little chart here from Joker's update, so we can just kind of like visualize like who is left here in the house. And if you're listening to this on podcast, definitely check out the video version on YouTube. So my big question is, where do we go from here? Because I feel like Victoria and Rohan were like the 2 big antagonists in the house. So it's interesting to see both of them go in one night. And I want to start with Tina because I feel like this is where Tina should start to get a little worried.
Would you? I just think it's going to be boring now. Like, what are we going to do? Watch Ty do stuff? I mean, are we going to watch Beth and Jed talk? I mean, what are we going to do? Watch Tara and Tina? Like, Brayden is Kiefer, the only 2 people that I even give a flying F about at this point.
I think there's still a lot of fluidity left in the season. I like the way that like Brayden has really maneuvered between alliances. I could see Kiefer like breaking off with the guys and going back with Tina and Tara. I mean, all it takes is like for Tina and Tara to win an HOH to shake up like the whole season, right?
I hope one of them does win HOH.
I would love to see a Tara HOH. That would be messy as hell, and I'd be here for it.
I think Tara's dead if she doesn't win it this week. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
She's done if she doesn't get this HOH. Tina's okay still, but like the window of opportunity Tina had to split up the we'll come up with a replacement name for thruple for Allison later, but like for
Right.
the thruple,
Right.
like her window of opportunity to crack that is literally gone. Like this is it. If she doesn't do it this week, it's over for my godmother, Miss Tina. But yes.
Yeah. And Yaoi says, who would actually take the shot at Jed and Ty? And that's where I have like some hope for this season. I think Tara would do it. I think Brayden would do it. I think Tina would do it. I think Beth would not do it, but I like we've seen this week that it's on her radar, right? Like she knows that she can't get to the end with the boys. So I think that she would like to have Tina in her back pocket. I think that she would like to have Brayden in her back pocket. She said to the cameras that she wants to take those two to Final 3 with her. She does not want to take the boys with her to Final 3. So, I mean, maybe if Beth wins, she takes a swing at like Kiefer, just to like kind of weaken the boys too. I could see that happening. But, I mean, there is a big chance that one of them could go home this week, just depending on who wins HOH. And Kiefer can't play in this upcoming HOH, so that's very important for Jed and Ty's chances as well.
So we could be in for another Beth HOH. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, and I think if Beth won HOH, that's a tough position for her. I think she would probably put up Kiefer and Tara.
Yeah, I do too. Because she makes them big gay moves. She's so badass.
You really do not like Beth, do you?
No, it's not like a personal thing. It's just I don't like that kind of crap. It drives me insane. yeah, I'm doing. It's just totally like. She was way too hyper for me tonight during the entire show. She was way too happy about everything, and maybe I just don't like fucking happy people. I don't know, but it was just too much happiness for me. I don't want you that happy.
So I have a question for you both. Do we think that I'm trying to think of like how to phrase this question. Do we think that there's anybody left that has zero chance of winning the season?
Poor Beth.
Tara.
Yeah, I think at this point there's no way that Tara wins the season.
I think Brayden's in a really tough spot too at this point. I think
sorry, go ahead, Rory.
No, I think Tara and Brayden are in the worst position. I think it's then Kiefer because of positioning, then Tina, and then thruple.
I don't think Ty has a snowball's chance in hell. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I have a feeling my psychic. Okay, everyone stop. I'm having a psychic moment. This is when it happens. This is when Mrs. Happy Hour, the magic hour. This is when shut up. This is when I'm having that psychic feeling I should have had when I picked my picks. Ty is not going to be around for a threeple.
For a threeple?
Thriple.
Do you think Ty's going to go soon?
The threesome. Which is a threesome is a threesome. It's not a thruple. It already has a word. It's called threesome. What was that, Tyler?
So I'm trying to understand what you're saying here.
I'm saying that Ty is not going to be around that much longer. I don't feel like he's going to make it to the final 3 with anybody.
So you think that if the boys go up, you think that Ty goes before Jed?
Yes.
What do you think, Rory?
I hope she's right just for the sake of my draft, because that's the reason I picked Jed over Ty. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Oh Lord!
Yeah,
I hope
not
Brayden
sure.
wins HOH.
I don't know. I think that Jed would go over Ty because I think Tina and Tara and Brayden would all vote Jed over Ty. I think that they think of him as a smarter player than Ty. Plus, we know Brayden and Ty got a little freaky one night under the sheets. We don't know exactly what happened, but did you know that, Rory?
No.
Yeah.
No, I do.
It
was a Kevin William BB Can 5 type of situation.
Did the tips touch?
I can't confirm or deny that, but if it did, good for you, Brayden. Good job. I don't know what else to say.
I love making Tyler uncomfortable.
You do a really good job at it. Yowie says, if Beth and Ty are on the block, who would Jed vote out? I think he takes out Beth.
I'd like him to take out Beth.
Yeah. I think that Jed and Tide just like their end game is so simple. Like they take Beth to final 3, they cut her, and it's the 2 pros at the end. I really think it's that simple for them.
Yep. What do you think, Rory?
I agree. It just like part of me wants the joke idea of like what Tyler from BB22 was saying he was going to do, and Jed's like, I can't do this. And he just tries to walk out the door himself. He's like, I can't. Like, no.
God. Meanwhile,
that would be worst case scenario.
Are like, please leave. Please walk out the door. Go back
away.
To your
we all love it so much more.
I totally forgot.
Weird people who do like you, and I don't understand them.
I totally forgot all of that, and because I'm like so triggered by how fucking terrible that season was.
I'm just gonna walk out. Julie, can I just leave?
Yeah, and everybody's like, please go. We'll roll out the red carpet. Please.
Literally, you will walk out a hero, and then you stayed and were a villain again.
Right. He's like, I'm doing this for Davon and Bailey, and then he doesn't do it. What a pussy.
Oh, his ass out.
Oh yeah. It's no. This is not the first time I've talked shit about Tyler on this show. So
I've been calling him ramen noodle in the comments since BB.
Ramen noodle. Oh my God, that's so good. Listen, here's the thing. More people come after us, Rory, when we talk about Tyler Crispin than they do anything else. We've had more hate posts under our YouTube videos. Come on, I don't care. Because I don't like Beth.
Bring it at Rory the Virgo on Twitter. I am not a fan of ramen noodles. Let's go.
Come at me. I'm at Lions.
Allison's like, I'm against you.
I'm against you. Oh my God, but I would shake.
And Tyler's like, I did not watch my weekly meltdown. Okay. All right.
With
so
my broken toe.
My broken toe. Jesus Christ. Rupert. Oh yeah. Did you know that he's locked out of his Twitter account, by the way?
How do you get locked?
He forgot his password and he tried to like recover it so many times that it locked him out. But one of the last tweets was somebody tweeting at him saying, up just the word up dog. And Rupert tweeted back saying, what's up, dog?
Wait a minute. How do you get locked out of
like
Twitter?
Asking like what is up, dog? But he just got massively trolled and I love it.
Can you not reset it like everything else on the planet?
I don't know, but
I think maybe he reset it so many times that Twitter's like, okay, someone's trying to hack you. We're not letting you in anymore.
Do you know when I created Finley's Twitter account, I had to show them my driver's license?
Oh yeah, because they think Finley's not a real person.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, he's my cat. And this is my account. It's 10. They're like, oh, okay, it's fine. Show him your driver's license, Rupert. We know you got a passport because you keep leaving the country to go break your toe on Survivor.
And or get lost in Tokyo on The Amazing Race.
Right.
Spoilers.
oh god, that was good.
Sorry.
I love that I say it and then say spoiler after, so like it's ruined for everyone anyway.
I think we should start doing that. Just say it and go, oh, spoiler.
Spoiler, by the way, just rewind and pretend you didn't hear that.
No, we will never imagine this, Chris Dixon. That Allison is married to Rupert. It'd be an arranged marriage and completely all the money in the world is involved.
Speaking of Chris Dixon, thanks for becoming a patron. We want you to come on one of our shows soon.
Yes.
Yes.
He's in Australia.
Oh, very cool.
Australia.
I bet he watches Australian Survivor then, which is a really good rendition of Survivor. It goes on forever, though, much like the challenge this season.
We've now covered Geordie, Canadian, and Australian accents in about 24 hours.
Yeah. I'll say a finger.
Oh, God. I'm still like drinking at that. Okay. All right. So here is our draft. We are coming down to the wire on the season, ladies and gentlemen. We're only like I wouldn't be surprised if this season ends before the challenge.
Can we just take a moment and all the money in the world went head to Paramount?
That is true.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That is true. But yes, so Allison mysteriously could not make the show where her draft team got knocked out. So someone's a little sus there. But Matt Henning unfortunately lost both of his
Double whammied.
Double whammy. Yeah,
Just
double
in
whammy.
one night. Ouch.
Yep.
I mean, like, I may have my full team, but I don't think any of my teams.
I mean, looking at this draft board, I think it's a pretty even race, honestly.
Honest to God, it is. I might have two people, but let's be real. I don't think Jed can win.
Right. And I don't think Tara, like, we said, like, Tara's not winning, but, like, I have a lot of faith in Brayden to pull out the win, too. So, like, I really could see this shaking out for anybody, which is exciting.
There is no way Tara is winning Big Brother Canada.
Hell no.
No, that's what I'm saying is, like,
not a-
Valencia also has Brayden. So, like, I think there's a way that, like, Valencia pulls out the win as well.
Right.
Yeah.
But not with Tara.
Yeah, I don't know. If you're watching this on YouTube, I want you guys to comment and let us know who you think. Now that we're in the jury phase, like, let us know who you think has the best draft team at this point, who you think is going to be the ultimate winner of the draft.
Tell us how much you love Tyler Crispin.
Yes, that too.
Only if you're going to be a patron. Yes.
Yeah, save that for the patron comments, how much you love ramen noodles.
Right. We'll do a Tyler Crispin fan show or something. Like, where we just, like, go through his Instagram feed and say what we love about Tyler.
Where we may or may not also read the cookbook off.
I don't follow him at all.
That would be a really funny, like, patron show if, like, I bought the cookbook for Allison and she has to, like, read it or, like, cook one of the recipes, like, live.
Why do I have to read it?
Because everything you say is like a million times funnier than when I say it. Let's be real. You're the comedy. I am not. Remember when I made a joke about too many holes and nobody laughed? Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to need some edibles for that.
Yeah, that's true. Sam says, do you think there will be a triple? So triple eviction was a new thing in Big Brother US last year, but they do it pretty frequently, like once every season in Big Brother Canada. But I do not think that we're going to do a triple this year. And for that, I'm thankful. You know, at this point, it would bring us from 7 down to 4. And that's just like, that's cutting out like way too many like good pivotal moments for the rest of the season.
And I just want to thank Sam for using the word triple.
Yeah, Sam, you spelled, yeah.
What did you say, Rory?
Sam, you spelled thruple wrong.
do you think there will be a thruple?
There already is one, Sam. What are
this
you talking
poor guy's
about?
like a junior in high school. We are like corrupting
We're
him.
the best people to corrupt somebody.
Honestly, I would be really upset if they did a triple because like this season in particular, like I see the rest of this shaking down very fluidly in terms of like who's going to align with who. What I think is like a theme of this season is kind of like voting blocks. Like I feel like people are coming together for convenience purposes to work further ahead. So like Beth and Brayden, for instance, they were not aligned until both of them kind of realized that they needed each other. Same with Kiefer and Vic, you know, like that kind of like sprung out of nowhere as well. So that's why I have like faith left in the season, even though Vic and Ro are gone. I think that these players are not good enough to just like lock in something and ride it all the way to the end. Especially like if Tara goes, like where does Tina go? I think that's a really interesting question. If one of the boys go, does Beth, you know, say Jedson goes, like I don't think Beth really wants to stay with Ty till the very end. I don't see that really working out. So I think there's still a lot of room left in the season.
I agree with that. And like just backtracking just slightly, I think doing the math, they were talking about a month in jury. That would be 4 weeks. I think this was our only express of the season. Like I think we've got 4 just straight up weeks for the rest of it.
It was a good time to do it. You know,
exactly.
Yeah, perfect. But so I mean that's I think that's it from me. We'll see. We don't have an HOH yet, so we'll see who wins that. But I don't know. Who do we think is going next week?
Tara.
We want I want one of the thriples to leave.
Okay, that's the name now.
Thriples, like thriples, nipples.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for either Tara or one of the boys. I think that's best case scenario.
Why are they called the boys?
Because they like never wear a shirt and they like bro down and like take baths together. I don't know.
Yeah. Wasn't there a scene of Ty in the bath tonight? Like,
yeah, he had his earbuds in last night, and he was talking in his like he had his microphone, like we can hear you. We can't even hear you when you're talking in the thing. Like we're gonna hear you when you have it up to your mouth, Ty. You are the hardest person to hear in the big freaking brother house.
I wish you were in production. So like your voice just like comes over the loudspeaker and you're like, we can never freaking hear you in the Big Brother house, Ty.
Ty, speak into the mic.
Exactly.
Ty, speak up. Quit talking quiet. We can't hear you. And they're like, oh, what's Ty talking about?
You're blowing my ears out because I can hear everybody else, but when you come on, I got to turn the volume up. I'm deaf.
One production note that I'm very upset about. Vic did tell I think it was Beth and the two boys that production did give her a little heads up that she was going to be the replacement nominee. And so once she said that, production immediately went overhead and they were like, Victoria, stop talking. And then they punished the whole house by putting them on cold showers and slop for a day. So
she spoke truth.
Yeah. And I don't like that. So that's something on everybody's radar as well. What, Rory?
So does that make everything she said to Arissa on the stage sarcasm?
Probably, yeah. But like Vic knows how to play up for TV, you know?
I'm thinking the same thing, Rory. I'm
thinking that was total sarcasm now because I did not know that, which means I hope you all enjoyed Vic on Big Brother Canada because this is it.
She's going to mysteriously have to be medevaced from the jury house, and we're not going to know why.
She's going to vote like Christmas did when she was in the hospital, which we all know is really Allison Grodner.
Right.
Her basement, which is like all full of like pictures of Tyler Crispin, probably.
Oh, no.
I just want to thank production for doing such a great job of...
Literally. So sarcastic.
You know?
Yeah, they have a code word for production, bananas. So whenever so Victoria said, "Yeah, I got a heads up from bananas." You know, they were asking me a lot of questions about like, do you think that you could be the replacement nominee? And as soon as she said that, like it could have just been like a slip that probably would have gone like under the radar by like a lot of feed watchers, but like production right away came on and they were like, "Victoria, stop talking." So
Victoria, shut up. Shut up.
One last note, Victoria for Big Brother Canada All-Stars. 1000%. I mean, like she was entertaining. She won competition. She's not afraid to make big moves. She's excellent in the diary room. And she also just like talks to the cameras really entertainingly as well. So if they do an All-Star season, which Arissa tweeted a little something where, I think somebody asked her, like, I think Kevin Martin said that, you know, Big Brother Canada is so stacked with good players that, like, I think we could do an All-Stars for season 10. And Arissa tweeted a reply with, like, the eye-looking emoji. So, I don't know. But if that's the case, Victoria for Big Brother All-Stars. Yeah. And
she laid it all out. Even Arissa said, girl, you laid it all out. Do you think that was her downfall?
I think her downfall was putting up Austin and Brayden. It's one thing to like make a big move and like put up like LaToya, take her out, but then like you try to appease the people that you fucked over so badly by putting up Austin and Brayden. So now like these two sides that are going against each other, you've pissed off both sides. So at a certain point, like they're gonna come together and say like, listen, like Victoria is just like bad for everybody's game, and she needs to go. So, yeah. She should have never gone after Austin and Brayden. She should have stuck to her guns. I mean, remember in the LaToya week, she was literally telling Jed and Ty, like, if you don't go along with this plan, I'll put you up. Like she was like threatening them like that seriously. Like they would like come up to the HOH room and she'd be like, guys, you're not going to like this conversation. But like, I don't understand how you do all of that. and then like a few weeks later you're like totally like up their butt, like trying to take like Beth's spot in the throuple.
It's
no
why
sense.
she's great. It's why she's great, because she is so emotional. She's like, drop of a dime, like, I woke up and there are actually 1 pair of shoes sideways and 3 stacked vertically. Okay, I'm flipping today.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's very short term, and like none of it makes any sense at all. But she admitted that, she's like, I know I played a messy game. Adrian points out also, did you guys hear when Beth is casting her vote to evict Ro, you can hear Arissa in the background saying, "So embarrassing." I did not hear that.
What is that? Why did she say that?
I've heard Arissa say something. I couldn't make it out. It was when she was walking into the DR. Like, Arissa's like mumbling something. Like, I heard I thought she said shocking personally.
Okay.
But
Adrian,
like,
can you like, tweet that clip to me or something? Yeah, I would like to like play that back if we can. But that reminds me of Julie Chen. Remember like when we heard her say, "There's no programming in my ear," or something like that. Do you remember that? And it was like the most robotic voice ever. She was like, "There's no programming in my ear." It was so bizarre. And like Chenbot is like malfunctioning over here. Yeah, Adria, please send me that on Twitter if you can.
I wish Julie Chen would quit.
Me too.
I want her to quit. Can I host Big Brother? US?
She's
Would
such
you
a
watch?
wackadoodle. Like when she was like going off the handle in Big Brother 22, being like, "I love God too." It was just like, what the fuck? And then they like talked. I think they said like rest in peace to like somebody from Big Brother 1, and she like messed up his name or something, and she was like, "Yes, and may he rest in peace." Anyway, the eviction vote.
I would love to meet someone outside the Big Brother house after they get evicted. Just go, how about that smear campaign to get you out? I'm sitting on a hemorrhoid pillow feeling how you got rammed.
We should do a top 10 best like Julie Chen moments in the show.
Oh my god.
I think my number 1 is when she asked Danny, "Do you still love your dad?" Like,
is this Oprah?
I mean, like
Dr.
after
Phil?
he like mysteriously was like removed from the Big Brother 13 house, Danny had no idea what happened, and she was like, "Do you still love your father?"
Do you still love your father?
Oh,
Julie, do you still love your father?
Like, and remember when she broke characters? Julie was like, "Danny, I just have to say, you look just like Busy Phillips or something."
Oh, did she get shocked when she
saw
did
Busy
that?
Phillips on TV at the gym today, and I was like, yeah, Julie has a point. Like, she does look like Danny, but like, Julie was like, "Thanks?" Question mark? Or no, Danny was like, "Thanks?" Question mark.
Oh my god, I don't understand Julie and Danny's dynamic at all, because it's consistent through every season. Like, Julie doesn't know how to talk to her specifically.
No, because she's like, "Do you still love your father?" I would have looked right at I would look right at Jill and go, "Do you still love your husband?"
Remember when she wore the maternity snuggie to the Big Brother 11 finale? Do you remember that?
Oh my god!
I'm telling you, it was a snuggie.
I mean, okay. Do you guys think the next? Yeah, we do think. I think it should be an All Stars.
Yeah, for Canada, 100%.
God, I would love that. I'm telling you, Allison, like, because you're like relatively new to Big Brother Canada. Big Brother Canada's casts are so fucking stacked with like amazing players that like it's hard for me to like think of like narrow down like a legit all-star season, because like some people are going to be left off that list that like absolutely deserve an all-star spot.
I believe it. I like this cast a lot better.
And we get David Alexander and Tyler Christman and Cody Calafiore and Nicole Franzel.
I'll take Cody.
Matt says, how would you handle the BB Can 8 players? I think from BB Can 8, I would pick Minley and Sheldon. I think those are probably the two. Minley just because she was like a very entertaining hot mess player, and Sheldon was like certainly going to win the season. So
I think Sheldon for sure, but like I'm pretty sure like Feeds Minley might have said some stuff that was like not okay, especially with everything they've like been trying to correct.
Yeah,
so, like, if anything, I think she maybe gets swapped with Brooke if they're gonna have 2 from 8.
See, I thought that as well, but like I feel like they're too closely aligned that like if you put 2 people from the same season, I kind of want them to be people that don't work well together. I don't know. We could do like a show like casting an all-star season. I would love to do that.
Brain steal. No.
Yeah.
A brand steal. A brand steal.
We could do that.
I just had a show idea. You want to hear it?
Am I going to say no? Yes, I want to hear it.
Because I'm going to say it anyway.
What if I was seriously like, no, I'm good. I
don't want to hear it. Goes backstage.
Then y'all get muted, okay? Here's the.
I'm like.
Are you serious?
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
So,
let's hear it.
You're asking
if they
for it.
Had a
okay, I'm sorry. My face is so red. Go ahead.
Did you mute me? I'm done.
Oh no!
I'm done
please,
with you.
Please, we're done with. Wait. I'll point correctly. We're done with him. Go ahead, Alice. We're done with him.
Okay, Rory, I have a great idea for a show. I don't know who this other person is, but they can go. I don't even know how to get rid of you. It's called Big Brother International. And we've got Big Brother Canada, Big Brother US, and Big Brother UK players. And you have like, how many players do they have? Like 16 players? Will you even it out? Like, how many? You have to divide like 6 of each or whatever. And I would love to see Big Brother players from different countries come together and do it, not like an all-stars. They could be new people that we've never seen play before, or it could be older, player, have them come back. But I would love to see a Big Brother International of some sort where there's different. That would just be something new and something different. And I don't want freaking Julie Chen to host it. I want to host it because I'm going to if you come out and you're British, I'm going to try to interview you with a British accent. I'm going to be like, so how do you feel getting booted from the Big Brother house?
Broke my fingers dangling in my glove.
I broke my fingers dangling in the skin. And I can do weird things with it.
I was going to say, Allison, I think the closest things to that have happened that I can remember, which I'm shocked to remember, the first one I'm going to say was Global Idol, which after the first season of American Idol, they literally had the winner of of idol competitions from around the world compete. So Kelly competed against the UK winner and the Australian winner. I don't remember the outcome, so if you want a flashback, if you can find it anywhere, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But the other one I was going to say is I know Celebrity Big Brother in the UK, that's typically how they do their casting is they'll pull 4 from the US, usually 6 from the UK because they're in the UK, 4 from Australia, and then a couple other etc. internationals. So that's the closest I think anybody's come to that.
Why don't we just make it an Olympic event? I mean, it could be like Big Brother Olympics. Oh my God, Big Brother
That's
Olympics.
how we get Dan Giesling back because he's the only one who can play
Olympics. This summer, Big Brother Internet Olympics. We get we get all the people back. We get all from the countries, and we have real competitions on the wall.
Even if it's just Big Brother US versus Big Brother Canada, I would be so down for that. I've really enjoyed the sequester BB US versus BB Can this summer. That was so entertaining. So if that was a fraction of what we get from a mixed season like that, I'm all for it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was say just make all the comps Olympic events because it is the Olympics. So these people who have not been training their entire lives trying to do gymnastics.
Lolo Jones would have to host the competition.
Oh no.
Oh, she'd host.
We're gonna have to scrap it now. I'm sorry. We can't do this.
Can you imagine running with the javelin and trying to throw it and doing the track? Oh my God. I would just be the swim comp. I'd be living for it.
And ping pong veto. The only Olympics that is just ping pong. I'm kidding.
Big Brother Olympics coming sometime.
Are you talking? Is that a reference to the Big Brother 8 double eviction? Remember the Jamaica's magic ping pong ball? This is a deep cut reference, but
I don't remember this.
Evil Dick took a blue ping pong ball and put it in her tube, disqualifying her from getting the veto. And production never called her out. This is on live television. Jamaica's I don't know how that ball got in there, and Julie's I'm sorry, Jamaica, you can't win. And nobody there was no cameras on Evil Dick when he did that, so it's still like not confirmed anywhere that he's the one that did it, but he's the one that did it.
Oh,
So
listen,
it's
there are
like-
cameras on Evil Dick 24. They're lying.
So it's like iceberg level of like Helen was pushed.
Yeah, it was like happening like right in front of us, and yeah, I'll have to like pull that.
Well,
clip
shit.
up.
I gotta
Yeah.
check that now.
It's very and people talk about the Helen was pushed thing, but yeah,
The original is Jamaica's blue ping pong ball.
it really is, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, there's a video on YouTube like breaking it down actually.
Hell yeah.
This is what we're doing tonight.
That was so genuine.
Wait, I'm gonna share the screen just to like show the tail end of it.
Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Welcome
The
to
blue
my
ball
weekly-
controversy.
Welcome to my weekly BB-8 analysis for BB Can 9.
So they keep like showing the tubes like up close like that. So you
Yeah,
had to get green
okay.
balls. But and like apparently in one of these frames, Evil Dick had a blue ball in his hand. And then it's like gone. But see how there's like a blue ball in Jamaica's now?
Oh,
If she was like in the lead at this point. So even if she like had got it all the way up, there was no way for her to have enough green balls in the tube to win. Because right after the red line, it just like there's no more space for it. So let me see if there's I don't know if I can play the audio for it.
This might get us in trouble.
She's like, I don't know, like, and she thinks it was Eric. She's like, so she like keeps competing because she doesn't know what to do. Poor thing. This is on live television, and so Jamaica didn't win the competition, and Jamaica's like still asking, like, Julie, like, I did not put that in there. Yeah, crazy stuff. And
I love a
Jamaica
good blue ball controversy.
And I think Jamaica goes out, or no, I think she goes out like pretty soon after this, but yeah. That's I was showing
and
you
there's
this.
Rohan.
Oh my God.
I was showing
There's one
Allison
of
and I
the
were talking
amigos.
about a Nintendo documentary.
This is how nerdy. This is the nerd level of Tyler and I's private conversations. I'm watching a documentary on how Nintendo started on Crackle. Okay, the app Crackle. It came up on there and I'm watching it, okay? And it's amazing. And I'm like amazed this whole thing. And we're going back and forth about all this crazy stuff. And he starts talking about the ROB. And I'm like, the fuck is an ROB?
Rob saved video games. I'm telling you. He did. But that's I'm glad
but that's still up from 12 hours ago, is my point, Tyler.
Listen. I wasn't on my computer a lot today. I don't know what you want from me.
Not a lot.
Yeah, clearly. But I think that covers it for the double eviction. Let's lock in our picks. So I think Tara's going this week. What do you
Ancient
think?
Book of Wisdom says Tara's going this week.
Nice. What do you think, Allison?
I just want to be different. I'm gonna say Kiefer.
Right.
And followed by a big hiccup burp. So
Right.
I think
maybe
that's a sign.
Yeah,
That's a sign.
We'll see if Hiccup. Stay tuned next week to see if Allison's burp manifested.
Was right.
Going. But we'll be back next week to talk about episode 5 million of the challenge Double Agents, where realistically we'll just talk about it for like 5 minutes and then talk about the challenge All Stars episode 2 and then geek out over the Real World Homecoming reunion. The last episode I think aired today, so I can't wait to watch that this weekend too.
Watch that tomorrow.
Yep. And then a week from today, we'll be back for Big Brother Canada 9, the next eviction. So we'll see who gets the boot this week. But thank you guys so much for joining us in the chat and all of that fun stuff. Rory, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Rory the Virgo on Twitter. And once again, don't find me at Facebook or I'll hunt you down. No, I'm kidding. No, just Rory the Virgo on Twitter. Thank you.
There you go. And if you want to become a Patreon, go to patreon.com/myweeklymeltdown for all of that info as well. Please like and subscribe the video. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review or 4-star if that's how you.
I just want to say that look at Tony, he's so upset. Look at you. We're on the iTunes. My Weekly Meltdown on iTunes. Go ahead. Oh my God, he's going to give it to me later. Finish what you.
I mean, I know you're an Android user, but it hasn't been iTunes in like a couple of years. So
Isn't it iTunes?
It's just Apple Podcasts now. Sorry.
But it's okay. I'm used to the abuse.
Oh, Rory said he changed his name to #1 ramen noodle fan.
That's so amazing.
I love it. All right, guys. Well, everybody have a great rest of your night. We'll see you guys next week on this Hot Mess Express. All right, bye.